This truly is the battle of our time. Epidemic Sound, Artlist, which one is better? By the end of this video, you're gonna have an answer.
Full disclosure, I work with both of these companies, so I really don't care which one you choose. This is gonna be super unbiased, and I'm gonna be completely honest. But if this video is helpful, then going through the links that I have in the description below is also gonna help support my channel, and it'll get you free stuff no matter which one you choose, which is dope.
These two sites are both power players in the royalty-free music space, so let's look at where they're similar, the places that they're really 50-50.
Their licensing and copyright clearance is basically the same. They both have basic plans for monetizing one YouTube channel with a pro option that allows you to monetize up to 3 different YouTube channels directly linked to your account or unlimited client projects. Both Epidemic and Artlist have super simple social clearing by directly linking your channels in your account settings, as well as a copy-paste link clearing for any of the client projects that you have to clear if you've got a pro plan. The quality of the music and sound effects on both of these sites is actually both super high. They're pretty much tied, but they are curated by different teams. So there's a chance that you'll like the sound of music on Artlist more than the sound that's on Epidemic Sound. The best thing you can do is go to Epidemic Sound or Artlist and listen to the songs yourself in their library to see whether you like one site over the other one. This is completely free to do, and this will give you kind of a good feel for whether you prefer the curation on one site versus the other.
Now, I could go over every single small little way that these sites are similar, but I think I've covered the most important ones, so now I want to go over the ways that they're different, sort of the biggest ones that you need to be aware of.
First, Epidemic Sound has a little bit more quantity than Artlist. Both sites continually add to their libraries, but right now Epidemic Sound has over 40,000 songs versus Artlist's 30,000. When you get up to numbers this high, the quantity difference actually isn't as noticeable, but I think it's worth noting just so you know that Epidemic has about 30% more songs than Artlist. Epidemic's user interface is also outfitted with some more advanced features than Artlist's. Both sites allow you to create custom playlists, but Epidemic allows you to share these sites with collaborators and mark notes on the project, making this perfect for production teams working virtually. Epidemic also has a more advanced Find Similar feature that enables you to search for matches to any part of a given song, whether that's the beginning, middle, end, you name it. Artlist's Find Similar feature is really just pretty basic, and it gives you certain options that are similar to the song that you were looking for, but there's no customization here. It's just kind of based on tags. When it comes to sound effects, Epidemic Sound used to be kind of weak here, but they've recently just created a partnership with Soundly where they're bringing Soundly's sound effects into Epidemic, and it's like ridiculously good. Soundly is industry standard, really high quality sound effects, and with this new partnership with Epidemic Sound, Epidemic now has like the best sound effects ever. Now, most importantly, the biggest difference, Epidemic Sound has stems for all of their songs.
Stems are isolated tracks of each element of a song, which can be downloaded and used individually.
With any song on Epidemic Sound, if you only like the beat, then you can just use the drums. If you only like the melody, you can just use the melody. This is super powerful, not only because it allows you to make the song sound exactly as you want by raising and lowering each of the stems, you can also bring different stems in at different times to create a really smooth transition from silence to the soundtrack, or from one soundtrack to another. It just adds so much flexibility. Artlist, with the lack of stems, also lacks this flexibility, and in my mind, that is a huge win for Epidemic.
For the Premiere Pro editors out there, Epidemic Sound also has a Premiere Pro plugin that brings a small version of their site right into your editing UI on Premiere. That way you can drag and drop your sound choices without ever having to leave the software. Artlist doesn't have any sort of integration like this.
One thing I do prefer about Artlist, though, is their user interface. The music browse features are a little bit more intuitive here, and I just find the overall aesthetic to be more pleasing than Epidemic. Especially after the rebrand, Epidemic is a little bit noisy for my liking. I also prefer Artlist's pre-curated playlists. Both sites have these. They're called themes on Epidemic and collections on Artlist, but Epidemic's playlists are a little bit more basic, while Artlist has some super unique collections, including ones based on popular films and video games. Artlist is also less expensive for the Pro plan, costing $16 a month compared to Epidemic's $24 per month. But the sites are tied when it comes to the single YouTube channel clearing social or personal plans at $9.99 per month each. On the flip side, Epidemic offers a free trial, which you can get through the link that I have down in my description below. Artlist doesn't. The biggest difference of all, though, is that Artlist offers an entirely different level of subscription called Artlist MAX that gives you access to not only their music and sound effects, but also stock footage, templates, plugins, and a super impressive new text-to-speech AI voiceover tool. This is more expensive at $40 a month, but Epidemic doesn't have a plan that offers these assets at all.
So, which site is best for you? Well, in my opinion, if you just need music and sound effects, the best place to go is Epidemic Sound because they have a much more built-out UI with higher quantity and more professional features when it comes to playlisting and sharing and even downloading the stems of their music tracks. On the other hand, if you want a more budget option for client work with Artlist Pro subscription, or you want the footage, templates, and plugins that are included in Artlist Max, Artlist is the best choice for you. If you're curious about Artlist Max, you should go over here and watch this video where I do a deep dive into all of the details of it.